This podcast is powered by the pros at Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned,
He's had 6
Arkansas
straight games with 20
operated.
or more points.
Go
The prior
Paschal.com.
two before that, he had 15 and 18. And Tom, what's most impressive to me about last night, he only took 12 shots to do it. How is Khalif Battle continuously able to get 20-plus points a game when he's taking a minimal amount of shots to get there?
Good morning, guys. Well, I would just say he's a natural-born scorer, first thing. There were times last night when they really needed something, and he would drive in there amongst the trees, and he'd get past his guy, and then here'd come a 4 or a 5, and he'd lean or stretch out and get to the glass and make shots. And a lot of times he's drawing contact on those because he took a ton of free throws again last night, and other times he gets fouled. I mean, they can't call it every time. And so I don't know. I was listening to the broadcast on too last night, and one of Alyssa Lang's comments, I believe, was, "When did you know you were a scorer?" Or I don't know who said this. Could have been Tom, but just what? Like look at them like what? When I first started playing basketball, I was a scorer. So that's just what he is. He's a scorer.
It was funny after his 40-plus point performance. He was like, "Yeah, I was doing that all the time in high school, but in college, I guess it's a bigger deal." You look at this game back on January the 20th, Tom. Khalif only plays 5 minutes. Mekhi Mitchell only plays 5 minutes. Now, both those guys last night combined for 70-plus. Who's more different, South Carolina or Arkansas?
Well, you know the answer to that. And here's the thing. South Carolina understands Arkansas is a very talented team. They were together here. I mean, I was very impressed, and no surprise to me that Lamont Paris was coach of the year in the league. And as y'all saw, Pat Bradley last night said, "Hey, we're talking to the national coach of the year." That's how well South Carolina has played this year. Couple of home losses late in the year, you know, that kept them from being at the very top with Tennessee, but just a very impressive. Their unity. The way they move the ball around, the way they don't panic in late clock situations, very, very impressive. They were physical here. I don't expect the big kid, BJ, to tear him up from three-point maybe like he did here. They'll be more aware of that. But Arkansas is a much different team. And it's really – there was so much talent on this team. It just took so long to figure out what their best combinations are. And it's not to say that the current 8 that are playing right now are like their best players. There are times when, you know, I mean, Davenport had long stretches on the bench last night, and he's been very productive in some games. Mm-hmm. It's just that this is the rotation that they have settled on, and it's working for them. And when you have 12 or 13 scholarship guys who all think they should be playing and all that, you got to iron out the deals. And it took a while for Battle to understand the defensive intensity and the scheme that they need to play with, and we knew he could get things done, and but he had that stretch where he was on the bench not playing or playing sparingly. Hey, last night Mark doesn't score in the first half, and you could tell at halftime that was like, you be more aggressive, and Mark took it upon himself, and he did that early in the second half.
Tom Murphy with us on the McClarty-Daniel hotline. Tom, it's no secret Arkansas has played up and at times down to their competition. We've seen it against Bama and Kentucky recently. Well, Arkansas can – with the players, I know the coaches, what their message is likely to be to the team, but will these players view South Carolina today in the same light they have recently viewed Kentucky and Alabama and try to play up to the level that South Carolina has proven to be over the course of the year?
Well, they need to, because that's how I'm just so impressed with South Carolina to go from being picked 14th to knocking on the door of winning the conference was very impressive. So I do believe they will understand that. They've got a lot of weapons. Talon Cooper, so underrated. There's a lot of cool guys on this team. And Murray Boyles, he's going to be a force. I mean, he as a freshman, he's doing this. Yeah, he's good. So they've got to contend with that. There's going to be a lot of offensive rebounding by South Carolina, like Arkansas has had troubles with over the course of the year. But hey, Brazil, you could tell something switched with him. He's staying in the paint and just being a more physical rebounder. Had a double-double last night, so that's good to see. I expect this to be a good game, and I really think Arkansas is going to go into it with a lot of momentum. It's the potential to play Auburn that's, to me, a little, a fresher Auburn team with a lot of weapons, a lot of depth. And I give Arkansas a puncher's chance to win today against South Carolina.
Tom Murphy with us here on the McClarty-Daniel Hotline live. We're live in Nashville this morning. Tom, do Layden Blocker and Jalen Graham play today? We didn't see him last night. I hadn't seen him the last couple games. With the quick turnaround, do we see those guys?
Yeah, that goes back to the question. I mean, they seem to be more comfortable in this 8-man or whatever they're in right now, close to 8-man. And, yeah, but if foul trouble plays a part, if fatigue plays a part, then those guys have got to be ready to go do it. I like that they got more production out of Devo last night. That's good to see. But if they do win, then I do think that when you're playing Auburn, then you're going to have to go deeper on your bench, because if you beat them, you still have 2 more games. And so, yeah, they're going to have to – this is where their bench is going to come into play, and I'd hope that Graham's in better shape to play. And obviously he's had a game or 2 or 3 in his Arkansas career where his scoring was a difference in a game. I recall Florida 2 years ago, he went off at 20-something points. So he's got the potential to do that.
Yeah. Tom, we talked all basketball the first hour and a half. I know you've been not just focused on this basketball team, but also football and spring practice. We got a chance to hear from Luke Haas for the first time and since his injury. Anything you took away, what the tight end had to say about the room, not just with Turner back, but also the revamped offense with Bobby Petrino?
Yeah, he seems to be jacked up. I mean, he's a really good program kid, that comes in and says the right things. He's productive as a freshman. Just a shame that he got hurt. That really changed kind of the dynamic of the season. When he went down, they lost a real big weapon. But he's got a great attitude. He thinks Varkey's Gomes is going to have a really good season, that the tight ends are going to get great usage in this Bobby Petrino offense. I thought they got off to a great start in spring. They just looked different. They looked like stuff was working. They were confident in what they were doing. And then the defense really turned around on Tuesday, and I thought had a tremendous day. Landon Jackson had a great day. The cornerback, Jalen Braxton, who has a chance to be a real, like a blooming star in the SEC this year, he had a great day, and several other guys did as well.
All right, Tom, before we go, real quick thought on, because we're not going to visit with you tomorrow, Arkansas, Missouri kicks off SEC play in baseball. Your thoughts on the weekend ahead with Hagen Smith on the mound first?
Yeah, the Razorbacks, if those pitchers stay healthy and they stay in their grooves, it's going to be hard for teams to get 3 or 4 runs on them. I mean, there could be a wind-blown thing like Hagen Smith gave up in the opener. But so Arkansas's hitting's got to come around. And if, I think with Stovall in the lineup, they have more depth. Missouri is scoring a lot of runs. So this is not going to be just, hey, you're favored, you're at home, you're going to sweep. They're going to have to battle. But I do like the direction the Razorback baseball is headed in.
BetOnline is your #1 source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.